Okay, I'll continue from here. Okay, morning, whatever we have done, I'll just quickly revise, one quick revision. Okay, brushing through whatever we have finished. So elevation in boiling point was our topic. Okay, before going for elevation of boiling point, I discussed what is a boiling point is, correct, no? And you got to know when a liquid will start boiling. So if you have a liquid, you know the atmosphere around us, they exert certain pressure, okay, on the surface of the liquid. So if the liquid has to come out, okay, then they have to cross this atmospheric pressure. So initially whatever vapors are coming out when you are heating the temperature, when you are applying the temperature, these particular liquid will start getting converted into a gas. Okay, so they come in the form of vapors. So once that vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, or if they become more than the atmospheric pressure, then they start boiling. Okay, so they have to cross these atmospheric pressure, and then this liquids which are there, they will start boiling. So this is an important condition for a liquid to start boiling. Pressure is important, atmospheric pressure. So if the pressure is more, then it will take a lot of time to boil. But if the pressure decreases, then you know that the liquid will start boiling faster. Okay, so you have seen all the different conditions I had given you that time. So vapor pressure, main condition is vapor pressure should become equal to the atmospheric pressure. Now when you are adding the solute, okay, now our point is when you are adding the solute to this particular solvent, so when you add the solute, you know these solute particles come and block the way. So when they come and block the way, the number of vapors which can be formed will be very less. Okay. So now if they have to cross this atmospheric pressure, then more number of vapors has to come. No. So you have to increase the temperature. Okay. So that extra temperature what you are supplying to make the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, that extra increase in the temperature is what is called as elevation in boiling point. When you take the difference, you will get to know how much increase we have got. Okay, how much they have been raised to. Okay. Yes, okay, no problem. Yeah, so I was telling is when you are adding the solute, you have to make that vapor pressure of the solution equal to the atmospheric pressure. So you have to increase the temperature. Okay, so that extra temperature what you are supplying, that is elevation in boiling point. You are elevating it. Okay, extra temperature supplied. And then I have shown you here the example. Okay, like in your daily life example, you all know this better. So when you are taking a solvent, it boils, okay, at a certain temperature. But when you add any solute to that, you will see that the vapor pressure decreases because these solute particles will come and block the way. Okay, and then if you want again that solution to boil, you have to increase the temperature. Further temperature has to be increased. Okay, so when you increase the temperature, when temperature is increased, again that solution will start boiling. Okay, so that difference in the temperature, okay, whatever difference in the temperature you are getting, that is elevation in boiling point, that extra temperature which we supplied for this solution to again start boiling. Okay, so elevation in boiling point, graphically I have shown it here. Okay, one side you have vapor pressure and then the other side you are having temperature. We have this graph, and always the vapor pressure of the solvent, okay, always the vapor pressure of the solvent is higher than compared to the solution, because here you have only one liquid, so it is easy for them to come. So you will see that the graph comes out like this. Initially it's less when the temperature is lower, and then slowly as the temperature increases, you see that the vapor pressure also increases. Okay, you saw this graph. Now when you are talking about the solution, you have added the solute. Okay, so vapor pressure has decreased, so it's automatic that, okay, it's understanding for us compared to this graph. Okay, compared to this line, always the solution line will be lower because vapor pressure is always less for the solution. Okay, so it will come downwards. This initial first one was for the solvent, the second one, okay, below one will be for the solution. Okay, so you can always see it's less. Now in case of solvent, you know that the pressure of this, the vapor pressure of the solvent should become equal to the atmospheric pressure, then they will start boiling. So here I told you that time it's like a finishing line. Okay, atmospheric pressure is the finishing line. So this solvent has to cross this finishing line, only then they will start boiling. Okay, so you can see solvent crosses at this particular point. So this point is what we call as boiling point of the solvent. If you drop down at which they boil, okay, and you measure the temperature, you will see that the temperature, okay, like if it is water, you will see at 100 degrees Celsius, water will start boiling. Okay, now when you add some solute to this, to that water, if you add solute, no, then it will turn as a solution. So if you are talking about the solution, that solution will not boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, imagine if I am talking about the water, water, boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So this is for the water. Now to that same water, you have added the solute. Now they have got converted into a solution. So that solution will not boil at this temperature. You can see from the graph also it's clear that vapor pressure has decreased, so it will not boil. So you have to give little more temperature. Extra temperature has to be given for them. Okay, so that vapors will come out and then they will cross that atmospheric pressure and start boiling. Okay, so that extra temperature you have to give, this much amount of temperature has to be given for them to come out in the form of vapor phase. Okay, so here this main solvent one which I was telling as water, that is taken as TB naught, and then when you boil, when you increase the temperature and start boiling the solution, and then when they cross this barrier and they start boiling, this will be the temperature. Okay, if you drop this line downwards, you will get to know that is the boiling point of the solution, and that we take as TB. Okay, and difference what you are getting over here, that is taken as delta TB. Okay, so delta TB is nothing but always solution is higher, so you can write delta TB is TB minus TB naught. Okay, so you will see when you add any solute to this water, okay, that solute and the solvent will boil at a higher temperature. Okay, so maybe 120, whatever it is, it depends on the solute you have added. So it will boil at higher temperature. Then difference you take, you will get to know how much increase has happened. That's elevation and boiling point. This is elevation and boiling point. Now you can make use of elevation and boiling point to calculate the molar mass. Okay, so that is our derivation part. So I said here, the elevation and boiling point we take directly proportional to molar solution. Okay, because in the molar solution there is no change in the volume. Mass doesn't change. No, when you take 10 gram of one substance and 10 gram of another substance, you mix them together, it will give you 20 gram only. But if you are talking about the liquid, okay, where molarity is in terms of liquid, no, volume of solution in liter it is. So when you mix two liquids, you know that the volume changes happen due to giving out of the heat energy or absorbing the heat energy. So volume doesn't remain same. Okay, so there is fluctuation. So to avoid all that, and molality is easy to handle. You just measure and then start doing the calculation. So scientists, I said, they always prepare the molal solution. Okay, so it is directly proportional to molar solution. You can remove this proportionality sign by putting a constant, and that's called as elevation constant. Okay, so boiling elevation constant it is. It's also called as ebuloscopic constant or molar elevation constant. There are different names for this. Okay, that I'll give you later. So Kb is that particular constant. Okay, and then you can open this and write, no, what is molality? Molality is nothing but number of moles. Okay, molality is number of moles of solute by mass of solvent in kg. Okay, mass of solvent in kg it is. So here number of moles of the solute you can write as number of moles is what? Mass divided by molar mass. So W2 by M2 because it is for solute and always solute is taken as second one. Down you are having mass of the solvent in kg. Okay, so here W1 kg. Okay, kg over here is converted into grams. Okay, so it is divided by 1000. You may wonder here why the 1000 has come. Okay, 1 kg is 1000 grams. No, so that kg is converted into grams. So you are having that division of 1000 because most of the time the solute which is given to you will be in terms of grams. So we have already converted this in terms of grams and kept. Okay, so if they give you in kg, you also convert in the problem. If they give you solute in kg, you convert them into grams because now here we have converted into grams and we have kept it. Okay. So we have substituted this now M. M is W2 into 1000 divided by W1 into M2. Okay, you can substitute that and then write delta TB is equal to KB into W2 into 1000. Okay, this you can switch and write. That is not a problem. You don't have to like write kb into W2 into 1000. You can write 1000 into kb into W2. That all that will be fine. Okay, provided you write all the three terms up properly and below ones are W1 into M2. Where W1 is the mass of the solvent, okay, in grams, because I told you everything we have converted into grams and kept. And then W2 is the mass of solute in grams. 2 is always solute, 1 stands for solvent, and M2 is the molar mass of the solute. Okay, so this will be one important formula which you require to calculate the molar mass of the solute. Now let's proceed. Okay, we'll find out what is the unit for this Kb. Okay, so you know delta Tb is equal to Kb into M. So this Kb, I said it's also called as boiling point elevation constant. These are the different names. Okay, you can just remember. Boiling point elevation constant. It's also called as molar elevation constant or also called as ebuloscopic constant. Okay, these are different names. Ebuloscope is an instrument which is used to measure the boiling point of the solution or the solvent. Okay, so it's called as ebuloscopic constant. That's how the name has come. Now coming to the unit, what will be the unit of these Kb? Okay, so I will write here Kb is equal to delta Tb divided by M. Okay, so delta Tb is what? Temperature, no? And how do you measure temperature? Temperature is measured in Kelvin. So I can write Kelvin here. I have written capital K. Divided by molality is what? Number of moles. Molality is number of moles of that solute divided by mass of the solvent in kg. Okay, in short I have written mass of the solvent in kg. So this I can write as number of moles is mole, correct? No, mole divided by kg. Yeah, now if I have to rearrange this and write this kg, I can put it up, no? So I will get Kelvin, then I will get kg, okay, divided by mole you are having, so it's per mole. This will be the SI unit of the constant, ebuloscopic constant. Okay, ebuloscopic constant. This is like asked, okay, many times they have asked in your exam also, what is the SI unit of ebuloscopic constant? So this will be the SI unit. Okay, so I have given that in the next line. Unit of Kb is Kelvin kg per mole. You can write as mole inverse also. Yes, now copy this down quickly. Yes, we'll directly go for problems. Now for working out the problem, you have so many formulas to remember. Okay, one is this. I'll just list out the formula so that things becomes easy for you. One is delta Tb is equal to Tb minus Tb naught. Okay, this is one formula which you need to remember. Where delta Tb is the elevation, okay, in the boiling point, and this Tb is the boiling point of solution is higher. So this is boiling point of the solution. Tb naught is boiling point of, I'm just writing Bp over here, okay, it's boiling point of solvent. So if they have given you this difference, okay, elevation and boiling point is given to you, and sometimes they will give you the boiling point of the solvent, then you can find out what is the boiling point of the solution. Okay, so you have to see the need of the problem, and depending on that you use the formulas. Okay, so you have to be like remembering what to use when. You have to just see what they have asked in the problem. So this is one. And then after that, in case if mass of the solute, mass of the solvent, all that is given to you, then you can't use this one, no? Then you have to go with this. Delta Tb is equal to Kb into 1000 into W2 divided by M2 into W1. Okay, this one. This is one more formula. And the other one, in case if they have directly given you molality, okay, this is the molar solution. And the constant, ebuloscopic constant will be given to you. Okay, you don't have to worry about by hearting this value. Okay, this will be given to you. And in case if they have directly given you molar solution. Then you multiply with that Kb value and you can find out how much increase has happened, how much is the elevation in the boiling point. Okay. Now one thing which will not be given to you is if water is a solvent. Okay. If water is the solvent, remember the boiling point and freezing point they usually don't mention, because water is a common liquid which you are studying from so many years, so they don't mention for the water. Other liquids, okay, the boiling point will be mentioned. Only for water, when water is a solvent, it will not be mentioned. You know what is a boiling point, correct? It is 100 degrees Celsius. In terms of Kelvin, it is 373. If you want to be very precise, then it is 373.15 Kelvin. Okay, if you want to be very precise, you can use this. But if you use 373, that's also correct. Okay, no problem with that. I believe these things will be kept in your mind when we are working out. So first problem I will do it. Okay, and then next one you can try by yourself. Yes, we'll go for first one. You can write this down first. Write down this problem. Yeah, let us read this problem. So the problem is 18 gram of glucose is dissolved in 1 kg of the water. Okay. So here you have the solute. This is your solute. Okay, 18 gram of glucose. This is your solute dissolved in 1 kg of the water, which is your solvent, in a saucepan. At what temperature will water boil? Okay, pressure is given to you. This is simply, okay, pressure has nothing to do over here, because you know in the formula you don't have any term which is related to pressure. But then it's just simply they have mentioned at a particular pressure, no, the water will boil. Means this is atmospheric pressure, 1 bar, no, 1.013, 1 bar pressure when the water start boiling. When the water will boil, when you add this solute, so they are asking you to calculate what TB they are asking you to calculate. Okay, that is boiling point of the solution. When you add the solute to the solvent, that is water, what temperature, then the water will start boiling. Kb for the water is given to you. Okay, this is a constant value which is given to you in the problem. So we can write down what is listed. W1 is given, weight of the solvent. Okay, you can directly write W1. W1 is 1 kg, and I've told you all the units should be in terms of grams, because already we are multiplying by 100. Okay, so you can take them in terms of grams itself, so you can convert this kg into grams, so you will get 1000 grams. W1 we have got. Okay, then next one, this 18 gram is for the solute, that is glucose. It's better if you know the formula of glucose. They have not mentioned here. Okay, glucose, water, sucrose, yesterday also I was telling you, urea, all these things you should know. So now here glucose is C6H12O6, 18 gram. Okay, this is the weight, so that is W2. W2 is also given to you, 18 gram. And then molar mass of the glucose you can calculate, no? This I have directly written, okay? You know how to calculate. C6, so 6 into 12, carbon, no? 6 carbon are there, so 6 into 12, mass of carbon is this much. And you are having 12 hydrogen, so 12 into 1, plus 6 oxygen, so 6 into 16. Okay, when you add everything, you see you will get 180. You can try. See whether you are getting 180 gram per mole. You will get 180 gram per mole. That's the molar mass of the solute, which was not given in the problem. You were supposed to write it down. Okay, next is Kb value given to us 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. Okay, it's Kelvin. Okay, K is missing here. Kelvin kg per mole. You need to find out what is the boiling point of the solution. Okay, TB has to be found out. So read the problem correctly. Don't get confused. What is the boiling point of water and write then 100 degrees Celsius. Not that. They are asking you when you add the solute to the water, what is the boiling point? So TB. Yes, TB naught is not given to you. Correct. No, you should write down. So very good. Correct. So TB naught is the boiling point of the water. That is 373.15 Kelvin. Write down in terms of Kelvin itself. So this was not given to us because it's water as a solvent. You have to remember this. Okay. Now to calculate TB, what is the formula? You have TB, delta TB is equal to Delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. Okay, this is the formula we can use to find out. They are asking you to calculate TB. TB naught for water you know. But we don't know what is delta TB, no? To calculate anything, two terms should be known. Then you can calculate the third one. So this we don't know, which has to be calculated. For that we know this all. We need to know this also. So that has to be calculated using that molar mass formulas are there, no? Molality and everything. So you will use this formula, okay? So this will give you 1 mark. When you write the formula, that will give you 1 mark. So solution starts from here. So delta TB is equal to KB into 1000 into W2 divided by M2 into W1. Now direct substitution. KB value, everything we have, no? So KB is 0.52 into 1000 into 18, okay? That is weight of the solute divided by 180 molar mass of the solute divided by mass of the solvent W1, that's 1000. You can calculate now. Yes, this and this will get cancelled. This also. Correct. You can directly do. So it is 0.052. Getting this much? Yeah, 0.052 Kelvin because it's temperature, no? Change in the temperature. So you got elevation in the boiling point. Delta TB you have got. Now you know this also now. Correct, no? We know delta TB also. Now use this formula to calculate the boiling point of the solution. So therefore, we can write this formula. You write this formula correctly, then rearrange, or you can directly substitute and then rearrange. So substitution we have done here. Delta TB is this much. 0.052 is equal to TB, which has to be calculated, minus 373.15. Now check out how much is the value. You can give me the... Yes, 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 yes. Yes, very good. Correct. Yeah, see, this is your answer 373.202. Yeah, now some of you have got this also 373.05. That's also correct. Why, you know? Because some have taken 373 as the boiling point. So I have told you if you take 373, then you'll get 373. 15, 0.15 is less, no? So then instead of getting 20, you'll get 0.05. So that's correct. Okay, this is also a correct answer and this is also a correct answer. Write the unit correctly. Okay, students, see, these problems may come out for 3 marks. Final exam, they will ask you for 3 marks or any normal exam also. We give it for 3 marks only. So there, 1 mark you get for writing the formula correctly, 1 mark you get for substitution and 1 mark you get for final answer with the unit. So if your unit is missing, then you will lose 1 mark. Okay, so write the unit correctly. Yes, over, no? Then write down this. We'll go for second problem. Yeah, so if you read this problem, you can find out what is given to you. The boiling point of benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. So benzene is a solvent. Okay, so boiling point of benzene is given to you. And only benzene, that means it's for pure benzene, no? And when 1.80 gram of non-volatile non-ionization solute was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene. So here 1.80 will be the solute. And then you have the mass of the benzene given to you. Yes, and the boiling point raised to this much. So they have given one more temperature. Can you tell me now what and all is given to you? How much is, who will tell me? Uh, Shashank will tell me. Shashank, tell me what is given. Unmute yourself and then tell me what is given. Yes, you can unmute yourself and tell. No need to type. You can unmute and tell me. Yes, okay. Correct. Then, hmm. Yeah, many others are also answering. Good. Okay, fine. So I'll list this quickly now. Whatever you have given. So delta TB naught is given, correct, students? See whether you have also got it correct. First one, boiling point of the benzene. Okay, that value, whatever they have given, that's for pure benzene. Okay, and pure benzene can be written as TB naught. No, pure ones are written as naught. So your value is this much, 353.23 Kelvin. Then TB is given. No, after you add this solute, they are saying the boiling point has raised to this much. That means it's for the solution. So TB has come out to be this much. That is 354.11. And you know, always for solution, it's higher than compared to the solvent. Okay, so yes, this much is the value. And then next one, what is given? Weight of the solute. First, the lower value is always weight of the solute. So W2, yes, no problem, correct. Okay, then next one, W1 is given 90 gram. Okay, this one dissolved in 90 gram of benzene. Okay, so W1 is 90 gram. Kb value is also given, no? So Kb also you can write down 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Okay. Now you need to find out the molar mass. To find out the molar mass, this is your formula. Delta TB is equal to, okay, Kb into 1000 into W2 divided by M2 into W1. No. So for that, you need delta TB. No. If you want to calculate molar mass, only one quantity can be unknown. Rest everything should be known to us. Yeah, very good. Correct. So delta TB should be known. Yes, others also have given answer. Very good. So that has to be calculated. Okay. And how do you calculate delta? I have shown here. Okay. Delta TB. Next, this thing you can see. So that's TB minus TB naught. Yeah, substitute. Yes, very good. Everyone got this much? So you'll get 0.88 Kelvin. So your this part is over. Now you can directly substitute and find the molar mass. Okay. So we have substituted now here. You can write this formula first, delta TB, and then rearrange. Okay. KB into W2 2000 divided by, you have M2 here into W1. No, that we have just rearranged. Okay. And then substitute all the terms, whichever you have got. These are the terms. Yeah, now tell me the answer. What is your answer? Yes, check out whether your answer is correct. Yeah, 57.5. Approximately 58. Yeah, 58 is also correct. Yes. Gram per mole, because it's molar mass, so gram per mole. This one, everybody? Yes, very good. Many have got. Yes. We'll go for next. Okay, next problem I have displayed here. So on dissolving 2.34 gram of the solute in 40 gram of benzene, the boiling point of the solution was higher than that of the benzene by 0.81 Kelvin. Kb value for benzene is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Okay, now here one thing I have to tell you, students. See, if two temperatures are given to you, okay, if two temperatures are given to you, it's always, see, temperature will be maybe 100 degrees Celsius or more than 100 or less than 100, around 90, 70, like that you will get, okay. So in that way, if two different higher temperatures are given, you can subtract them and then find delta TB value, correct? But if you find one value is given to you, okay, here 0.81 is given to you, okay, so that's because of taking the difference. After taking the difference, they have given you that elevation temperature here, okay. In this case, no, because this problem is little different than what we worked out. Here they have told you have a solute which is dissolved in 40 gram of benzene. The boiling point of the solution was higher than that of the benzene by 0.81, means after adding, the difference is given to you as 0.81 Kelvin. Okay, so anytime if you find this much is a difference, okay, point something is given to you, 0 point some value or 1 point something if they give you, or 2 point something Kelvin, okay. If these values you come across, it's always the delta value which is given to you. Okay, so you don't have any confusion there. So you don't have to think of what is the another temperature you have to take. Okay, getting my point? Always if they give you 0 point with something, that's always the difference thing which is given. Okay, so you can directly write down that as delta TB. And then you have to calculate the molar mass. So this problem I'm giving you as a homework. You can work out by yourself. Okay. Later I will give you the answer. Next class I will discuss the answer.